Welcome back to Dark Corner's Horror Smackdown quarterfinals. This round we're looking at one individual killer scene from each of the remaining contenders. Some famous, some not so famous. But as ever, we want you to vote for the best or your favourite film overall. Match 60. Alien versus Frankenstein. In Alien, Ridley Scott has taken a cue from George Lucas's used universe look. No one questions the technology. Everything is just so. You could very easily lift the characters out of the spaceship and put them on an earthbound ship at sea. We as the audience totally accept this world because it is so familiar. And yet the event that spins us into the third act comes as a total surprise.
I've got access to Mother now, and I'll get my own answers, thank you.
The audience has always had a distrust for Ash. After all, he was the one who allowed the alien on board.
Inner hatch open.
And yet, when Ripley discovers he has a secret mission, more important than the well-being of the crew, it is still a surprise.
There is an explanation for this, you know.
Ripley runs to warn the other crew members.
Lambert?
But they seem not to hear. She runs for the door. But Ash is not having any of it. Something is very off with Ash's behaviour. And then there is the bead of milky white sweat running down his face, in stark contrast to Ripley's bloody nose. For the first time, the calm science officer of the Nostromo turns violent. With almost inhuman powers and no remorse. As he chokes Ripley like a man possessed, the other crew members come to her aid, but fall short until Parker hits Ash in the back of the head with a fire extinguisher. Suddenly, Ash's behaviour goes crazy as he spins around violently before the final reveal. To the shock of the crew and the audience, we find out the truth.
It's a robot. Ash is a goddamn robot. God.
But since this is a horror film, Scott has one more jump scare for us. The reveal that Ash is a robot pushes the story into the final act with new, heightened stakes. The alien is more deadly than they ever imagined, and there is no help coming.
I can't lie to you about your chances, but you have my sympathies.
Frankenstein has one of the most famous deleted scenes of all time, and since it has made its way back into the film, it seems a worthy choice for further examination. One of the toughest tasks the filmmakers faced in telling the story of Frankenstein's monster is that he is both the horror and the victim, and this scene captures that dichotomy perfectly. In the build-up to the scene, we have seen how the monster has been treated, first with admiration from his creator, and then the rejection.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
He is badly treated by Fritz and longs for his freedom, but is condemned to be put down.
I will see that it is painlessly destroyed. No. Yes, leave it all to me.
However, this is not the monster's choice, and after murdering Dr. Waldman, he flees into the countryside. This is where we meet Maria.
Daddy, won't you stay and play with me a little while?
Left alone, we wonder what is in store for her, with the monster roaming close by. Then he appears. But instead of reacting with horror, the little girl approaches him with kindness, taming the monster.
Will you play with me?
We see the gentle giant, and for the first time, a smile. The pair settle down to play, making boats from daisies. But when the daisies run out, the monster's childlike curiosity continues as he wants to learn what else floats. And here the scene ends. Producer Carl Lemley reportedly decreed, "No little girl is going to drown in one of my pictures." The Hays Code agreed, and for over 50 years, what happened to Maria at the hands of the monster was unknown. For when we next see her, she is limp in the arms of her devastated father as he carries her through town. The assumption the audience makes is therefore far worse than what actually happened. In 1986, the full scene was restored. The monster throws Maria into the lake.
No, you're hurting me! No!
But when she fails to float, he panics and flees the scene. Despite the tragic death, we do not feel anger for the monster that we do in the cut version. We understand that he is a creature misplaced in this world. The death of Maria is tragic, and all the more tragic because it shows the monster cannot be left alone to live out his life in freedom. He will either be shunned or attacked, or he will destroy the things that give him joy. Which scenes make these films for you? Tell us your favourites and why. And of course, let us know which film you want to send into the semi-finals.